All right, I'm just going to use my internal microphone. Let me know if you can hear me. If you can hear me, if you can hear me. For some reason, my other microphone isn't working, but I said a whole bunch of stuff. Can y'all hear me? I don't know if y'all can hear me. I'm use my internal microphone. Oh, there we go. I got sound. All right. So real quickly, I got a few minutes. Feel free to share this video. I'm going to do a brief discussion on advertising. Should you do it? Should you waste your money? Should you spend your money? Or whatever. So we're going to talk about it. I may share my screen to give you some thoughts on if it's right for you, or even why you should do it or why you should not do it. So feel free to post your comments so that I can hear you. I'm on Facebook, YouTube, and some other stuff. So let's get going. So the first question I'm going to answer is, should you be advertising on Facebook? And it's easy for me to say yes to that. But I think that yes comes with time. So you shouldn't be advertising on Facebook if you do not have process for your business. So if you are not good at being able to close the deal, if you're not good at being able to get people to click, or if you're not good at being able to be creative and you don't have those things in order, it can make it really expensive to advertise on Facebook. And it's not because Facebook is expensive, it's because if you do an ad that doesn't take people where it needs to go or doesn't do what it needs to do, you end up wasting money. So the next question really is, am I ready to pursue it, and do I know how to make it happen? So a lot of people will do advertising by themselves. And if you're going to hang out, let me know that you're here, and you can post your comments, questions, or concerns, and we'll talk about it. I got a few minutes to hang out. Anywho, so when it comes to advertising, it's really a process. Now, what makes advertising on social media better than most other outlets? A lot of people are like, well, I can do TV, I can do billboards, I can do newspapers, I can do stale mail, I can do direct mail, I can do email marketing, I can do all of these things to get the word out. But is advertising on Facebook, YouTube, Instagram, and the likes the right thing for you? It is the right thing for you if you know what you're selling, how it needs to be sold. But this is the tricky part. When it comes to advertising on all of these other networks, like, again, TV, etc., the challenge that comes with advertising on those things is that you can't make changes. You can't update, you can't reset your ad copy, you can't A and B test what works if you put your stuff on the radio. So let's imagine you have, and let me know if y'all can hear me, or just say I can hear you or something in the chat. But if you advertise on radio, and we'll stick with radio for an example, you create your ad copy, which is what you're going to say to the people. You create your offer, which is what I'm offering or what I want people, why I want people to call me. You create, you have your music in your background. You have all of these elements. You send that into the radio station, and they post it on their radio station. You possibly get a few calls. You get people to know about it. But what happens is, sometimes people aren't converting, they aren't calling you, they aren't going to your website, they aren't doing all of these things because you just didn't say the right thing. So imagine spending a bunch of money to have your ad or your commercial on a radio station, a TV show, and then realizing after the fact that the audience is not engaged in what you're offering. They don't really care about what you're saying. So you spent all this money and you're not getting return on investment, or ROI, because you can't improve it. So like once it's there, it's just there. And the problem with that is it becomes a waste of money. It does become a source of getting some eyes on your brand, like by advertising on TV, advertising on billboards, advertising on all of those types of things. They get eyes, but it's a little bit more difficult to convert because for me and for many of you, picking up the phone to call somebody is not what we want to do. We probably don't even want to shoot calling our own friends. So we definitely don't want to be like, oh, I heard this commercial. Now I want to call this number, because sometimes we don't want to talk to people. So one of the reasons that online advertising is much more effective is because you can improve, you can make changes, you can stop it at any point. So let's say again with the radio station, you pay, let's just say for the sake of, you pay $500 to have your ad, your information on a radio station. You pay that up to them, but you didn't do due diligence in making the process right. So you pay that $500, they have that money, you're hearing your ad on their radio station, you're hearing them talk about this stuff, but the problem is you're still not getting calls. With online marketing and online advertising, you can stop your campaigns when you choose. So let's say you spend $50 and you don't get the results that you want, you can make an adjustment. You can go back to the drawing board, you can change stuff, you can compare, you can test, you can A/B test to where you're saying, hey, instead of me offering buy one, get one free, I'm going to do 50% off when you buy one. So, or whatever that captivates them, because you can say, I got this one offer that I want to say 4 different ways. But imagine having one offer that you want to say 4 different ways on television. You have to pay for each of those, their actual rate, to be able to get that. So for you that are here, let me know that you're here. If you have any questions, post your questions or whatever, share the video. And yeah, so as it relates to online advertising, you should do it because it will create an opportunity for you to build, to change, to test. And when something doesn't work, you can go back and fix it. I get a lot of people that are like, man, this advertising doesn't work. The advertising is saturated. The fact of the matter is advertising works when done effectively. A lot of people can say they've had billboards out for years, and then on these billboards, they don't get any response. And they're like, oh, well, maybe I put it in the wrong place. So imagine this. Imagine you paying for a billboard, and you pay to put your billboard on a highway that doesn't have your target market driving by. So let's say your target market makes a certain amount of money and they do a certain amount of things. So you put your billboard on this highway, and on that highway, you realize, wait, the people that travel this way don't make enough money to afford my product. So because they don't make enough money to afford your product, they're seeing it, but they're not your audience. So to get another billboard, you have to pay the same rate or a higher rate to get it in a different place to try to sell your product. With online advertising, it works really different. Like if you place an ad for $5 and target a specific audience, and you realize that audience is not responding, then you simply turn the ad off. Change your targeting, change your testing, or whatever. But you're able to go down the list of things that might have been wrong and make corrections, and then spend another $5 and have more reach than you may have for spending $5,000 on a busy highway of people that are just not interested. And they may not even be able to get the number. Like billboards on highways is probably, in my opinion, and this is just my opinion, probably one of the stupidest things ever. It's like, even if somebody likes your billboard, we either got to slow down to see what's on it. We have to be distracted to figure out the number. And if somebody isn't riding with us and can get it, now we're creating traffic jams. You don't have to do that with online advertising. You place your stuff out, and there is traffic in online advertising. But at the end of the day, you get the opportunity to name your price for the most part, or name the amount that you're going to pay, and then you're able to tweak. You're able to improve those things. So if there's anybody on that has a question on advertising, feel free to drop your question while I drink some water in my bubba. Can I see that? My bubba. So yes, online advertising is not easy, but it is worth it. So have a question, shoot the question. Now, while you prepare your questions, if you have any questions, one thing also that you should note is that when you do online advertising, depending on the platform and the situation, you have different audience sets that you can create. These audiences can be most likely the ones that would be interested in your offer. Now, if you are selling, if you're a barbershop and you are offering a certain discount on first time clients, or you're offering something like that, you can target based on the distance from your location. You can target, like if your place has a certain vibe where you listen to certain music there, or you do a certain thing, you can target based on a lot of different things that your particular audience may like. And I'm weird like this. Like I feel like my shot is slightly crooked. Let me, it is crooked. Boom. All right. Anywho, if there are no more questions, that's what I wanted to talk about today. Should you be advertising on social media? And the answer is yes, if you know what you're doing and you have a process to get people from point A to point B. A lot of people don't have a process, and because they don't have a process, they feel like they're wasting money. You're not wasting money on advertising. If anything, you're wasting time by not advertising. You're not wasting money on advertising. You're wasting time by not advertising. So if there are no questions, I think that's all for me today. Hopefully y'all are blessed. Love you all. Peace. Now I gotta push this button. It would be great if I could have like said peace and then like it hit the button at the same time. Or next time what I'll do is I'll say peace and I'll already have my my little thing, my little cursor up at the end broadcast. But either way, anyway, those are the thoughts that I just had right now. And I wanted to share them with you. All right. Have a dope day. Peace. That still didn't work. You gotta push the button and then it gives you another button to push.